through quite some ordeals right now. And I think we just need to go through all of these videos together and dissect them. Let's first listen to Andrew Schultz.
When Trump, everything he campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing of every single fucking
know what he's done. Yeah, exactly to your point. If you tell me, it's easier for me to believe you wanted to do all these things if any of them were happening in the way that you said they were.
To that point, like there'll be people that like they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for. Yeah. I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that.
Okay, Andrew, you voted for a convicted felon that tried to overturn the federal government. Let's just start there. So any form of logic that you had after what we all saw with our own eyes on January 6th, anything that you saw after that is just you bending and not wanting to vote for another side, not wanting to hear the truth, caving to this toxic masculinity in this, we're going to deport everybody and we're going to be tough and we're going to make America great. It's all bullshit. The only thing Trump ran on were lies. And he lied to everybody, and dumb people fell for it. And the main reason that he lied is to prevent himself from going to prison and to shut down investigations into him that probably would have led to incarceration and bankruptcy. And if you can't see that when it's happening in real time and you lean into your caveman impulses and you believed a man who is droning on about Hannibal Lecter, who is can't answer what his plans are for healthcare, all he talked about was mass deportation. And if you're going to join a man who his fundamental campaign promise is demonizing people that are in this country, some legally, some illegally, but that's his number one focus, is to demonize them in the most ugly, horrific ways. This is what you're going to get. But I don't know how you teach somebody like you, who clearly you're not a dumb fuck, but you fell for all this bullshit propaganda. And Trump waltzes onto your podcast and puts on a charm offensive. And then you think, yep, this is my guy. I'm going to vote for him. Yet all of the other red flags that everybody on the planet saw, we didn't ignore. And now here you are. Here you are with a guy who is facilitating more wars, deporting the wrong people, brazen economic corruption, dismantling the economy. And this is what you voted for because you knew better. You just don't want to own it. You don't want to own what your own eyes and your own ears told you. Instead, you just caved to the toxic masculinity. Let's listen to Andrew Schultz go on.
Only party right now that to me seems America first is the Democrat Socialist Party.
Yep.
Bernie is America first. Mamdani and all his ideas that he will not be able to execute, and I frankly think many of them are not good ideas, but he is no doubt New York first. The policies seem to want to help people here. That's what I care about. If MAGA wants to take this America First thing back, they got to start looking out for America. And it doesn't seem like they're doing. Lying to Americans is not America First. There is one lie, which is Epstein did not have a blackmail ring on all these very influential people. And by saying that didn't happen, you have to tell a lot of other little lies. Every one of them just pulls a little piece of thread away from the fabric. And we're starting to see right through it now. And it's just embarrassing.
What's embarrassing is that you have a man that ran around from 2020 to current date that said that he won the 2020 election and he lost it by like 7 or 8 million votes. So when your whole campaign is based on a lie, guess what happens? Lies trickle down. His first campaign, guess what lie that was started on? The lie that Barack Obama wasn't born in the United States and he was born in Kenya. So what I don't understand is this logic when you see somebody is a blatant liar, that then you assume after these big egregious lies that suddenly they're going to be truth tellers. So why you're so shocked that MAGA is lying is more shocking to me, because every day you go online and you listen and you discuss today's politics. But when somebody's core identity is lying, Think about his business practices. This motherfucker bankrupted casinos. He lies non-stop. The first term, I think it was the New York Times or Washington Post, I cannot remember, documented 35,000 lies that this man told. So what this tells me, Andrew, is that you cherry pick what news you want to absorb and what news benefits your train of thought in that particular day. MAGA is face planting spectacularly, and this was exactly what happened in Trump 1.0 when he completely mismanaged and bungled COVID. And this is what's happening this term. We're already, by all economic standards, already receding. We're already in a recession, and this is going to get worse and worse and worse. And if you're one thing that you like that he's doing is deporting people, he's deporting all of the wrong people. There is reporting out that ICE agents have been told to shut down their investigations into crime rings and drug dealers and just go to Home Depots because Donald Trump's deportation numbers pale in comparison to Barack Obama, which, by the way, was born in Hawaii. But I don't know if you believe that or not, because for some reason you tend to want to believe a fucking liar. And of course, Bernie Sanders is America first. Of course, AOC is America first. But the Republican Party for decades has demonized the words socialism. And what it is really is it's opportunity. They are democratic opportunists. They want an opportunity for everyone. And right now, the system is completely rigged. Exclusively for MAGA right now, but a lot of Democrats are beholden to the same powerful groups. Bernie is the one politician, and Zoran Mamdani, that can go out and completely be untethered and unshackled and tell the truth to working class Americans as to why they can't have nice things. And you can't have nice things because people like Donald Trump and other politicians have rigged the system against the working class. When working class people go out and work a 40-hour work week and then get a side hustle on the weekends of 10 to 20 hours, and it's not enough to make ends meet, then MAGA politicians label them as lazy and they need to get out of their mom's basement. Nobody fights for them. So I would hope that the Manosphere, at this point, you've been so lucky, you're wildly successful, you're an incredible communicator. Fight for everybody. Cut through the bullshit and welcome aboard. Donald Trump has been a compulsive, pathological liar his entire life. This is not new news. It's just new news for you. All right, next up, we have the Daily Beast reporting on Ghislaine Maxwell. So President Donald Trump weighed pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell for fear that she would spill secrets about his decade-long friendship with convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein after Maxwell, now 63, was arrested by the FBI in July 2020 for allegedly helping Epstein run his sex trafficking ring, luring and grooming young girls into a web of abuse. Trump grew very wary and began asking, what could she say? What would she say? Says author Michael Wolff to the Daily Beast. Trump and Epstein have been friends since the 1980s. Wolff described them as two guys joined at the hip for a good 15 years. And Andrew Schultz, this is yet another thing that those of us who don't cherry pick which news we want for the day, and we just say, we want the news warts and all, whether it helps my narrative and helps my biases or doesn't confirm my narrative and doesn't confirm my biases. I just want the news. I have known for a very, very long time that Donald Trump is at the epicenter of the Jeffrey Epstein case. And you can look no further than Alex Acosta. He was a prosecutor down in Florida that gave Jeffrey Epstein a sweetheart deal. And guess what happened? After Alex Acosta gave Jeffrey Epstein a sweetheart deal before he was arrested the second time, Alex Acosta gets appointed to be a cabinet member in Trump 1.0. All of this has been out in the public domain forever. So the fact that you're surprised that they're lying about Jeffrey Epstein is more surprising to me than the fact that they're lying about Jeffrey Epstein. Raise your standards for intelligence. Raise your standard for truth seeking. This is not a surprise to half the country. You've just been in a batshit crazy MAGA flea bag bubble because it has behooved you, because Donald Trump trotted out on your podcast and you had your little show pony there. And I'm sure you made a bunch of money off of that. And you know what? Good for you for interviewing Donald Trump. I don't knock that one bit, but be honest. Be honest about who they are. Every day we get on this podcast and I call out Democrats just as much as I call out Republicans. So welcome to the arena of recognizing facts. You're just a tad bit late, but nonetheless, you've arrived. Next up, we have Joe Rogan, who's going through some things as well.
I'm willing to vote Democrat. Show me one that says something that makes sense that I can trust that's not dying. To show me one that's younger. Show me one that is a reasonable centrist that makes sense with all this. But they don't want to do that. They just want to keep trotting this crazy situation out where you get this Alzheimer's patient or whatever he's got, dementia, and he's like making shit up and just saying things, and everybody has to correct him, and it's like, and everyone knows what's going on, but no one on one side is willing to say it, because if you say it, then it's going to empower Trump, who's Hitler. It's like, holy shit, kids, this is not good. This is not a good place to be.
Okay. They're all going through quite a lot, as you can see. Trump 2.0 has just not turned out to be the ass-kicking regime that they wanted it to be. Joe Rogan has been talking about the deportation practices and how inhumane they are. But this is what I want to say to Joe Rogan. At one point, you were a Bernie Sanders supporter. And so, Joe, a reasonable centrist Democrat is MAGA light. They are beholden to the same lobbyists that all these MAGA people are. The reason that Bernie spits facts is because he's completely untethered from dark money. The reason that Mamdani spits facts is he's completely untethered for dark money. But you've been radicalized to believe that somebody who talks and speaks out for the working class is crazy, and that's so far from center. It's not. It is the most normal thing on the planet. If we are a country of the people, by the people, for the people, all of our politicians, all of them would sound like Bernie, AOC, and Mamdani. But because of a decades-long propaganda campaign to make you think when people speak out for the marginalized and speak out for the poor and speak out for the working class, that's so radical. And to say, hey, if somebody's gay, that's none of your business. They get to love who they want to love. You've been indoctrinated to think that's so radical. Or if somebody has a trans child, that maybe they can handle that privately with their doctor. You've got this MAGA movement that makes you think they're trying to send kids to school and whack off wieners left and right, which is not fucking happening. You guys have such a massive audience, and this country is going down the toilet, and you guys have been complicit in it. So get on fucking board and call him out. I do it all the time from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I'm a woman. You guys, you can do it. You can call this motherfucker out. He's a liar. He's a criminal. We'll all move on, but we have got to change the narrative, because if you start calling him out, then business leaders will start calling him out. And then maybe some of these Republicans will grow a spine and open up some investigations into all of the crimes that he's committing, because none of us are going to be able to do this anymore. None of us are going to be able to freely speak like this if this regime keeps going, because you know what? He's the closest thing that the United States of America has ever had to Hitler. And Hitler didn't just start doing what he did overnight. It started this exact same way. We have a place called Alligator Alcatraz, and the president of the United States talked and spoke about migrants. Now, if they escape, they're going to have to curve so the alligators won't eat them. Like, this is normal. It's not normal. At least stand up for people that work their asses off every day. You don't work harder just because you make more money, Joe Rogan. The 7-Eleven clerk, the janitor, they work just as hard as the rest of us, if not harder. So fight for them. Have some dignity and have some decency. All right. That's all we have for today. I hope the Manosphere keeps calling it out, because it's going to take all of us, every single one of us, to fight this fascist, crazy regime. Please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you all later.